Hello, my name is Dylan Joyce and I appreciate you checking out my channel. We farm in West Tennessee and we put out farm related videos pretty often. And today I would like to talk to you about my two farm trucks that I have. One is a 2008 Chevrolet 2500 HD with a Duramax diesel. The other is a GMC, a 2013 model. It's also a 2500 HD with a 6.0 liter gas engine, the Vortex engine. Gas or diesel? I reckon that question has been around since the invention of the internal combustion engine. Sometimes it's hard to find unbiased information. Sometimes people's really slanted, but I own one of both of these trucks, and I've owned them for a while now, and I would like to give you my honest opinion of the pros and cons of each. Again, it's just my opinion. I'm not an expert, but if you're looking for your next truck and can't decide whether you want to buy a gas or a diesel, I want to give you my real life experiences, or maybe it'll help you. About 2 years ago, we was looking for these two trucks, and I was on the fence on whether buying a gas or diesel. And that's kind of how I ended up with one of each. But I want you to have more information than I did. So that's why I'm making this video. So one of the first things that comes up when you want to discuss gas versus diesel is power. The diesel does have more power. Not really the horsepower per se, but the torque. You know, horsepower is how hard you hit the wall. Torque is how far you make it through the wall. But this Duramax is super stout. We use these trucks in heavy duty applications. And when I say heavy duty, I mean heavy duty, not pulling a lawnmower on a two-wheel trailer around town. When we pull something, they're typically large loads. We have a fertilizer trailer that holds 1,000 gallons of water or fertilize. And if you load it down with liquid nitrogen, you're basically putting 11,000 pounds on it, and that's not counting whether you have chemicals on the trailer and the weight of the trailer itself. So you're probably looking at pulling 13,000 pounds when you get that trailer fully loaded, and we pull it with either one of these trucks. Like I said, the diesel does have more power. But this 6.0 over here is nothing to sneeze at. It is a pulling son of a gun. It does a really good job. That being said, my only fault with it is when you want to pull something over 60 miles per hour, that's when it starts to struggling. If you're doing a lot of highway running out on the interstate and you're pulling large loads, I think your diesel's the way to go. But if you're pulling something around town and you're not going to be out on the interstate just hammering, I think the gas burner's the way to go. You've really got to drive a diesel to make it pay for itself. Now, what does it take to make power? It takes fuel. Let's talk fuel economy. This truck here, the Duramax, it gets 11 to 13 miles per gallon around town. The GMC with the gas, it gets 9 to 10 miles per gallon around town. Towing, this truck gets 10 to 12 miles per gallon towing. The gas burner, you're looking at 8 to 10 depending on how heavy the load is. When you get it out on the open road is when the diesel really starts to shine. about the best I've got with this truck is a little over 18 miles per gallon. I cannot get the fuel economy out of it that a lot of people claim they get out of their diesels. Now this truck does run oversized tires. These are 285 mud grips. I think that's one size over the stock, what it had on it stock. So that could be a little of the reason. Now in this truck's defense on the fuel economy, it carries 4,500 pounds worth of tools, fuel tanks, toolboxes, air compressors around all the time. Now you may say, well, that's quite a bit of difference in fuel economy on them two trucks. The diesel sounds quite a bit better. I don't know in about your area, but in our area, diesel is normally 20 to 30 cents a gallon higher than gas. So when you figure it out on a per mile basis, the gas, even though it gets worse fuel economy, is cost me the same cents per mile to drive as the diesel does. So you got to take into account, yeah, the diesel gets better fuel economy, but diesel is also higher than gas. Let's talk about maintenance and repairs. It costs me almost double to maintenance this diesel as it does the gas burner. Everything for it is higher. Getting back to fuel economy. You know, I said this truck got worse fuel economy, but let's think about it like this. At the local parts store, a fuel filter for this truck cost me $66. I can put a whole tank of fuel in this truck for that. Now I know, the filter's got a life of like 15,000 miles. I change it around every other oil change, but the air filter's higher. This gas got a cheaper air filter. Just everything about it to service this diesel is higher. And let's not even talk about repairs. It's going to be twice as much to repair something on this diesel. And now this is an older, when I was looking for a diesel truck, I bought it 2 years ago and I wanted to buy a pre-emissions truck. I did not want the diesel exhaust fluid. I did not want this truck did have a diesel particulate filter, a DPF filter, and it does have the EGR valve on it. But it might or might not have disappeared. But that's another story for another time. But anyways, these newer diesels are getting more and more complicated. And the more stuff they put on them, that's just the more to go wrong. Maybe they're ironing out the wrinkles on some of this stuff, but some of these first trucks that come out really gave some trouble. And let's not even, this truck's got the old CP3 fuel injection pump on it. Those newer trucks that have the CP4 pump on them, it's not if it fails, it's when it fails. And when they fail, they pump metal shavings all through the fuel system, and you've got to replace the entire fuel system, fuel lines, injectors, pump. You can do a conversion on it to convert it back to the old CP3 pump, but why would you do that when, I can get in this truck and drive it and not have to worry about it. But that's just some things to think about. Let's talk about initial cost to buy. This truck here, it had a few more miles on it when I bought it, but I bought a 6-year newer truck for $10,000 cheaper than this truck. That's the reason we ended up with the gas burning farm truck. You could just buy so much newer truck, less miles for less money, and that's the reason we ended up with it. It just made more sense to me. Now let's talk about resale value. Yeah, the diesel's gonna have more resale value. You cannot believe what some of these dealers on these lots are asking for trucks with 200 and 300,000 miles on it. It is crazy. I don't know why anybody would give that. But diesels are in demand right now. That's what everybody's looking for. The gas burner, it's not going to be as worth as much when you get ready to sell it, but it also didn't cost you near as much. Us personally, we planned on, especially this farm truck, planned on buying it and running it forever. That truck, it don't get a ton of miles on it every year, 8 to 10,000 miles. So that's, it just made more sense for us to buy a gas burner. So what would I recommend, gas or diesel? I'm going to say, depends on what you're doing. If you're out on the open road all the time, putting several miles on the truck every year, you've got a trailer behind you over 50% of the time, I would say go diesel. Makes more sense. I mean, you're probably going to be a lot happier down the road. Yeah, you're going to have to pay more up front, pay more to keep it serviced, but the extra power and stuff, if you're pulling something, like I said, over 50% of the time out on open highways, I'd recommend a diesel. Now, say you want a truck to drive around town. You're going to pull your boat to the lake on the weekends. Maybe, I got a 24-foot camper back there in the back. Y'all say, yeah, you're going to pull your small to mid-sized camper on the weekends. I'm going with the gas. And like I said, this truck here, it does heavy duty applications, and it never complains. Does them day in, day out. But just truck drive around town, pull your boat to town on the weekend. I think you need to go gas all the way. So I hope that helps y'all out. I know there's certainly some people, when they buy a diesel, they're hardcore diesel enthusiasts for life. And I'm sorry, guys. I know the comment section's liable to fill up, but that's just the way it is. Some people are going to drive a diesel, whether it makes financial sense or not. And if you got the money to do it, go for it. But here on my farm, we run both. I'm just telling you my experiences. Personally, my next truck is going to be probably be a gas burner for my personal truck. I don't pull stuff enough with my personal truck to justify the diesel. But I hope this helps somebody. Like I said, when I get ready to make a decision, I watch YouTube and stuff and try to do my research on stuff before I buy something. And I hope this helps somebody down the road. And I want to thank y'all for watching. If you like our channel and you like farming, or you like just truck related stuff, we use trucks pretty regular in some of our videos. So please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And if you like tool trucks, definitely, I got several videos on this truck showing our tool setup and how we use it on the farm. So be sure to check it out. And again, thank y'all for watching.